Okay, we're going to pick up in Matthew chapter 5. We're going to start in verse 27. And this is Jesus speaking, and he's discussing adultery. And many people believe even today that, okay, if you don't steal or kill, if you don't physically commit a sin, then you're sinless. But Jesus explains that sin starts in your heart, and you can have sin in your heart, and that's where it starts, and you're still guilty before God. So we need to pray that our heart is right and that we can abstain from evil thoughts, lust, envy, hatred for our brothers, things like that, because that's where sin starts in the heart. So let me start reading in verse 27, and this is Jesus speaking. Ye have heard that it was said by them of old time, thou shalt not commit adultery. But I say unto you, that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. And if thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out, and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. So let's go back. So yeah, we've heard that they say, the law says, the word of God says, thou shalt not commit adultery. We understand that. But listen how Jesus goes deeper. He says, but I say unto you that whosoever looketh on a woman to lust after her hath committed adultery with her already in his heart. So basically the heart is there. The desire is there. The thought is there. You're looking to lust, and you know, okay, you are lusting in your heart and in your mind, and you're not physically committing adultery. But Jesus says that's where it starts. You have committed adultery already in your heart. So you're in sin before God. And look, verse 29. If thy right eye offend thee, pluck it out and cast it from thee. For it is profitable for thee that one of thy members should perish, and not that thy whole body should be cast into hell. So if you have a stumbling block, it could be magazines, it could be whatever it is, going to the beach, whatever it is that causes you to lust or commit adultery in your heart, then you need to remove yourself from it. You need to pray for strength, and you need to change your mind and realize that you shouldn't be doing that, because even though you're not physically committing adultery, you commit adultery in your heart. And this goes for lust. This goes for murder. If you hate your brother without cause, or if you covet something, or I want what they have, or I want that. Listen, this starts in the heart. So your heart isn't right, because if you're already coveting what someone has, how far are you away from stealing something, or wishing that you had it, or wish someone would take it from them? So you have to examine yourself in your heart. And this is what Jesus is talking about. So like it says in verse 29, if you have an out, if you have a way to escape temptation, or thinking about that, to avoid watching this or going to this place or whatever, or being upset when somebody else gets something that you don't have, you need to remove yourself from that, so that you can be pure, and your heart can be right before God. And you won't be pure apart from Christ, but you need to confess and remove yourself from temptation, and understand that you're not sinless because you don't act on your evil desires. So this is something to think about. Send me a comment if you have one. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Be blessed.